Today we're going to take a look at the Uromastyx. What are they? Where do they come from? And what makes them so unique? On this week's episode of It Came From Earth. And welcome to the very first episode of It Came From Earth, where we take a look at cool creatures and unique animals from around the globe. I'm your host, Matt Evans, and today we're going to be talking about the spiny-tailed lizard. Before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe for more animal content than you can wag your spiny tail at. And be sure to ding that bell so you'll be notified the moment we release new videos. Let's get right into it. You might be wondering why I said Uromastyx at the top of the video, but spiny-tailed lizard in the intro. That's because this family of lizards goes by many names. Uromastyx, spiny-tailed lizards, dab lizards, and in some places they're called mastiguires. There are at least 16 species of Uromastyx on Earth, and they all come from an arid swath of the globe, stretching from North Africa all the way to India, with members like the rather large and plain Egyptian Uromastyx, the blunt-tailed Uromastyx thomasi, and the dab lizard that is anything but a drab lizard, Uromastyx ornata being some of the more well-known. Uromastyx are members of the agamid family, making them very distant cousins to the more famous bearded dragons from Australia. Don't expect to see them at family get-togethers though. Their lineages separated some 25 to 30 million years ago during the Oligocene epoch. All that time evolving while spreading from Asia into Africa has given spiny-tailed lizards some pretty special traits. Mainly, their spiny tails. In fact, the name Uromastyx means tail whip in ancient Greek. And unlike their bearded brethren, Uromastyx are primarily herbivores, getting the nutrients and water they need to survive all from the plants they eat, including high-fiber, low-nutrient grasses, seeds, and herbaceous plants scattered around their rocky habitat. Juveniles have been known to nibble on an insect or two, but that may be more a case of wrong place, wrong time for the bugs, and not actually active hunting. Speaking of eating, Uromastyx might look like they have adorably puffy chipmunk cheeks, but they're not storing food in those jowls. Nope, that's really the muscles behind a surprisingly powerful bite. Although unless you're a tough desert plant or you're planning on trying to pinch them cheeks, you're probably better off keeping an eye on the other end. Uromastyx are found from North Africa across the Arabian Peninsula all the way into Iran and India in the east. This extremely hot and dry climate helped shape the Uromastyx into the amazing creatures we know today. With a habitat full of rocky, sandy outcrops, spiny-tailed lizards find refuge in tight spaces and burrows, sleeping headfirst so that their dangerous weapons can be deployed at a moment's notice. The burrows are pretty much a necessity too, because during the summer months the temperatures can climb as high as 122 degrees. This is Goji. Goji is a Uromastyx gari, and this species comes from Algeria, eastern Mali, and a small section of Niger. It's also the one you're most likely to see in your local pet shop. These guys reach about 13 inches in total length and come in shades of almost neon yellow and red, with females being more dull and drab. These guys can live up to 20 years or more if kept properly. Over time, they'll warm up to you a bit, but it can take a while for them to tolerate handling. Now, these guys are usually field collected, but captive breeding has been achieved. Success rates, however, they're still relatively low. As with all wild-caught reptiles, having a vet visit already scheduled when you get your animal is crucial, as they often come with parasites that can be made worse by the stress of transport. As always, we recommend getting captive bred whenever possible, and if not, make sure they are harvested in a sustainable way. It is important to note that not a lot of studies have been done on these animals and their populations, so it is hard to say where the various species lie when it comes to conservation. However, there are some that we currently know are in danger. Schmidt's spiny-tailed lizard, for example, is threatened by habitat loss and now only resides in a tiny area on the Algeria-Libya border. and the Egyptian Uromastyx has been listed as vulnerable by the IUCN. Conservation for Uromastyx is a complicated issue. As our populations rise and more natural land is taken for development by humans, we'll no doubt continue to see smaller and smaller pockets of these awesome animals. That, coupled with global warming and threats like overharvesting for the pet trade, will inevitably increase the pressure. This pint-sized weapon-wielding lizard is truly amazing. But the most amazing part is, it came from Earth. If you'd like more information on the Uromastyx, I've included some links in the description below. And if I forgot something or you'd like to suggest an animal for me to highlight, feel free to let me know in the comments. Thank you again for watching, and join us next week when we get up close and personal with the one critter voted least likely to enjoy it, hedgehogs. I'll see you next time on It Came From Earth.